Welcome to part 3 of our tutorial series where we animate this nice winter scene here in After Effects. This part will be very quick and fun, and we're going to animate the house that bounces into our scene with the help of the extension Squash and Stretch. Okay, in the previous episodes we already animated here this nice snow and the smoke coming out of the chimney, and next we want to animate this house, which is both a lot of fun and super simple. So we use for this our extension Squash and Stretch Pro. So we go to Extensions, Squash and Stretch Pro, and let me make this window here just a little bit bigger. And in the cartoon bundle, which has very cartoony, nice squash and stretchy animations, we want to animate something in, we want to drop something in, and we want to go for the drop and plop. There are two variants. The first one looks like this, and the second one looks like this. So just a different way of how it appears, essentially. We want to go for the first one, and now we want to know how long is this behavior. So we click here on the work area button, which sets our work area to the duration of this move. Then we move to the end of this, and with timing set to end of behavior, which means at the current time I'm at the end of the behavior, I want to apply this. Why do I do this with the end of the behavior? Because the final location we have here is the location where it should be at the end. Yeah, if you have an animation that should go from this point to somewhere else, you should set it to start of behavior, and then it will start from here. But since this is the final location and not the location from which it should be dropped, we go to end of behavior. And with the house selected, I click on apply, and this creates the following animation for me. So pretty nice. You can see, of course, that the smoke does not fit yet. It comes in too early now, yeah, so the smoke should start coming out maybe roughly here. So the mask keyframes that we use to reveal the smoke, this layer is locked. The mask keyframe we use to reveal the smoke should start here. So now the house first drops in and then pops up again. Okay, one little thing that makes this animation here look even better is that the snow foreground here, which is this layer, is covering up parts of the house when it is compressed. Yeah, so at the point where it's landing here, some of it is hidden by the foreground element. Of course, this actually totally depends on your scene whether this looks better or not. And another thing that helps to sell these behaviors a lot are the sound effects. So you can choose between different sound variants, like this, or the darker one, or I think I go for this one, the rubber plop. So we can make sure that we go again to the point where our animation ended, because we want to animate it a second time in exactly the same way. So I just click the U key to reveal all keyframes that have been generated. This is actually, by the way, just a Bezier warp effect and position keyframes in this case, which create this entire animation. So we go to the end of it and apply it with the same settings again, but this time with the rubber plop sound. This creates the same behaviors, but also an additional layer here with sound effects, squash and stretch, which adds those sound effects. So now we have the very same sound effects also here in our composition, which adds a lot to this animation. So I hope you enjoyed this part of the tutorial series and you really noticed how super easy it is to create really cool animations in After Effects with our extension Squash and Stretch Pro. In the last part we're going to use Squash and Stretch again, this time to animate our text. See you in the fourth part, and if you like this tutorial series, don't forget to like it and to subscribe to our channel. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments. See you in the next part.